Long ago, there lived a young man named Joseph, the son of Jacob, and out of all his sons, Joseph was his father's absolute favorite. Jacob made that incredibly clear by giving him this beautiful, colorful coat, rich and vibrant, unlike anything his brothers had ever seen. That favoritism sparked deep jealousy among them, and over time, that jealousy turned into pure hatred. But Joseph didn't exactly make things easier. He started having these strange, powerful dreams, and he just couldn't keep them to himself. He told his brothers about one dream where they were all out binding sheaves in the field, and suddenly his sheaf stood upright while all of theirs gathered around and bowed down to it. Then he had another dream where the sun, moon, and 11 stars all bowed down to him. His brothers were furious. To them, it sounded like Joseph actually believed he would one day rule over all of them. One day, Jacob sent Joseph to check on his brothers, who were far away tending the sheep. As Joseph approached, his brothers saw him from a distance and immediately started plotting against him. At first, they wanted to kill him, but one of them, Reuben, talked them out of shedding blood. Instead, they threw Joseph into this deep, empty pit. Joseph cried out for help, but his brothers just ignored him. While he was still down there, a caravan of traders passed by on their way to Egypt, and that's when Judah came up with the idea to sell Joseph instead of killing him. So they pulled him out of the pit and sold him for 20 pieces of silver. Just like that, the traders took Joseph away to Egypt, and his life as a free man was over. Back home, his brothers took Joseph's coat, dipped it in animal blood, and showed it to their father, making him believe that Joseph had been killed by a wild animal. Jacob was absolutely heartbroken. He mourned deeply, while Joseph was alone in a foreign land. In Egypt, Joseph was sold to a man named Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh. Even though Joseph was now a slave, something unusual started happening. Everything he did just succeeded. The Lord was with him, and soon Potiphar noticed. Joseph was put in charge of the entire household. But trouble came again when Potiphar's wife falsely accused Joseph of trying to harm her. Despite being completely innocent, Joseph was thrown into prison. Once again, Joseph found himself trapped, forgotten, and far from home. But even in prison, the Lord was with him. The prison warden noticed his character and gave him responsibility over the other prisoners. While he was there, Joseph met 2 of Pharaoh's officials who had really troubling dreams. Joseph told them that interpretations belonged to God, and he explained their dreams accurately. One would be restored to his position, and the other would die. Before the restored official left, Joseph asked him to please remember him, but he didn't. Joseph remained in prison for 2 more long years. Then one night, Pharaoh himself had these disturbing dreams that nobody could explain. None of his wise men could figure them out. That's when the official finally remembered Joseph. Joseph was brought before Pharaoh, and Pharaoh told him all about the dreams. Joseph made it clear that it wasn't his own ability, but God who would give the answer. Joseph explained that the dreams meant Egypt would have 7 years of incredible abundance, followed by 7 years of severe famine. He advised Pharaoh to store up food during the good years to prepare for the famine. Now Pharaoh was so impressed that he made Joseph second in command over all of Egypt. In a single moment, Joseph went from prisoner to ruler. Just as Joseph predicted, the years of abundance came, and then the famine hit. It spread everywhere, and people from all over came to Egypt to buy food. Among them were Joseph's own brothers. They came before him, bowed down, and didn't recognize him at all. But Joseph recognized them immediately. He tested them, watching to see if they had changed. After some time, Joseph just couldn't hold back his emotions anymore. He revealed himself to them. His brothers were terrified, expecting revenge for what they had done. But Joseph said something really powerful. He told them not to be afraid, because what they meant for evil, God had turned into good, to save many, many lives. Joseph forgave them, provided for them, and brought his entire family to live in Egypt. The boy who was once thrown into a pit sold into slavery, and forgotten in prison, had become the very person who saved his family. This story shows that even in the darkest moments, when everything seems completely lost, there can be a greater plan at work. Joseph's life was filled with betrayal, pain, and waiting, but in the end, it all led to something so much bigger than he could have ever imagined. Like and subscribe for more.